Hey guys, so today's video is going to be 3 looks, 1 palette on the Soft Glam Anastasia palette. This is by far my new favorite. I just love the formula. I talked so much about this palette in a previous video. If you'd like to check that video out, make sure you click here before you watch this one, and then you can come back and watch this. There are 3 looks in this video. I didn't go full out by adding eyeliner or fake eyelashes. I just wanted to show you guys how I combine different colors, but I want to make sure that your mind is open when you're watching this. If I'm using a matte brown shadow and a gold glitter, you can always switch it up. There's more than one matte shade in this, and there's so many different colors that you can switch out and create your own looks. So I just hope that this video serves as like an encyclopedia, something to help you when you're like looking at your palette in the morning. You're like, what look do I want to do today? Because you have endless looks in this palette. I'm just saying, I could have gone full throttle and just did all of them, but I don't think I have that many hours in the day. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if there are any other 3 looks, 1 palettes you want me to do, tell me the palette that I should use. I also want to shout out my notification squad. I Am Just Nia commented on the previous video. She said, "You look like such a model and the nails were gorgeous. Hashtag notification squad." Thank you so much, Nia. I just love seeing your comments. It really means the absolute world to me that you guys turn on your notifications, because we all know YouTube's out here tripping and not showing us the videos that we want to see sometimes, and knowing that you guys really do want to see my videos every single time they post is just so near and dear to my heart. I love you guys so much, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the video. If you'd like to be featured next time, make sure you comment hashtag notification squad and turn that bell on. So the first thing I'm going to do is prime the eyes. I'm going to be using the Shadow Insurance from Too Faced. I'm going to just apply that on my eye and blend that in with my finger. Now, all these looks, again, as I said, you could use whatever colors you want, so feel free to substitute. I'm going to start with the E50 from Sigma, which is a really big buffer brush. And I'm going to use Dusty Rose from this palette just because I love the color. And then I decided to use Mulberry to darken it up. Again, you could go ahead and substitute that for Cypress Umber or even Rustic, but I just really love the way this color looks with my eye color. So I'm going to go ahead and use a pointer brush and pat that into the outer corner, create kind of like a defined V. Now, I also like to blend that out sometimes to make it a little bit softer and then just kind of bring in more depth later. So if you feel like you don't want it too harsh, you can always use a blending brush instead of a pointer brush. But if you feel like you want more depth, you can use a flat brush or a pointer brush to just pat it back in and create more depth and more of a fade. Now, once you've done that, you can highlight under the brow. I'm going to use the shade Tempera, which is a little bit of a shimmer color. And then I'm going to take Sultry, pat that onto the center of the eye, and then use a brush to put Rose Pink in the very inner corner. And I just think this is such a beautiful, romantic look. I can see it looking amazing with some false eyelashes and a nice wing, but it's also very beautiful just like this, nice and subtle, perfect for date night or even just for every single day. So now for this look, I'm going to go ahead and get started and use Orange Soda all over the lid. I'm going to use this just so it's easier for the other shades to blend and just kind of create a light shadow. Then I'm going to go in with Burnt Orange, which is a little bit deeper, and apply that on the outer corner and in the crease. I'm also going to go ahead and apply that in the inner corner since I am doing a halo look. Now again, with halos, you can use any colors in here, really quite versatile. I just decided to start with these. Now I'm going to go ahead and start creating a little bit of a crease. Now it's fake it till you make it. You don't necessarily have to actually have a very defined crease in order to do this. I'm using the colors Sienna and Rustic kind of mixed together on a pointer brush, and I'm going to start defining the crease. I'm going to use a light hand to apply a little bit and then use buffer brushes or blending brushes to blend it out, because if you go in way too harshly all from the start, it's going to be really hard to blend it out, and really try to blend out the edges, not necessarily the actual color you're like applying, because the color you want to be there, you want it to be defined. I'm also going to pat it on the outer corner and the inner corner again to just create that 3D effect, so really the center of the lid is the only thing that's popping. Feel free to go back in with blending brushes to really help blend that out, and even go in with Burnt Orange or Orange Soda, one of the first colors you use to blend, so that it kind of defines and kind of buffs everything in together. It's one of my favorite tricks. Always go in with the first transition color and just kind of help buff it out. It works, I swear. Now, to make this a little bit more defined, I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of concealer or foundation, whatever you want, onto the center of the lid. You can again make this even more defined. I made this kind of messy. I didn't want it to be too intense, but you can always make this a lot more like a cut crease. And then I'm going to take the shade Glistening, because it's so beautiful, and apply that on the very center, and then use just a nice brush that I was using before to blend out the edges. For the last look, I'm going to go ahead and use a nice big blending brush again to just blend out the entire eyelid. I'm using the color Dusty Rose and a little bit of Rustic to just blend it out, and I actually added a little bit of sienna too. I just am all over the place, but I'm using a big buffer brush, which is the E50, and then I'm going to go in and use Mulberry all over the lid. The reason why I use those medium shades all in the crease is because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't just all of a sudden a dark shade. By using those colors, you really created a gradient, and then I'm just going to blend it all in together, and I just love the way that you can create a beautiful smoky eye by using just like a few colors all together. So you could totally do this with Cypress Umber or something else. And then I use the shade Bronze, which is so pretty, in the inner corner. I was also contemplating using it in the center, but I was like, I'm not going to do another halo eye because, you know, no repeats, but get creative. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me what other palette you want to see 3 looks 1 palette for, and which one of these looks was your favorite. I feel like sometimes I go full out and do a little bit too much glam, and sometimes I go really casual, really light. I have to say my favorite one probably was the first one. It just looks really romantic, really springy, and just, it made me happy. So let me know what your favorite one was, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!